right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
A deadly dog attack.
I don't even know what happened, and I don't want to know.
Tonight, neighbors of the Metro East recount the terrifying scene.
Our break from the storms continues. Now I'm tracking our next rain chances arriving over the holiday weekend.
Our top story, criminals preying on storm-ravaged neighborhoods.
This is all hands on deck.
Prompting a strong message from police.
We're not standing for this.
Tonight, 2 men are recovering in the hospital after they were shot in the disaster zone. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. It's the third shooting in North City since the tornado hit. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barcheski is live from the Police Command Center looking into safety concerns following this tragedy. Laura?
Mike and Kelly, St. Louis police believe this was an isolated incident. They're going to continue working 12-hour shifts and have increased patrols in the area. Tonight, I also learned neighbors are also protecting neighbors.
Kevin Jackson and his crew have been helping North St. Louisans for several days on this corner of West Florissant down the street from the O'Fallon Park Rec Complex.
I saw what was going on, and literally my heart just burst out of my body. And when my heart burst out of my body, I only thought to do one thing, and that was to feed him.
Jackson helped board up and secure his friend's building, but people still don't have power, and that means there's still no street lights.
Just pitch dark. It's kind of surreal. The kids, I actually started giving them glow sticks.
People are concerned about their belongings and their safety, but Jackson has seen neighbors come together for each other.
There's guys in the neighborhood that actually police their neighborhood. You know, they literally walk the streets, and they actually come over here with me around 2 o'clock every night, and they let me go get an hour or two of sleep in my truck while they sit here and watch my stuff.
About 2 miles away near Marcus and Ashland, St. Louis police say 3 men were on the sidewalk. An unknown suspect approached them and immediately started firing shots.
That led to multiple people pulling their own firearms and solving that dispute with guns. And that is absolutely uncalled for. It is a disgrace to what this neighborhood has been through.
2 men were taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds. Power crews were nearby when the shooting happened, and Ameren says they did return to the area when it was safe. They said in a statement, crew safety is number one. Pulling and redeploying crews redirects us from the important work of restoration. Ameren does have security with crews when needed, and police officers have been assisting as well. Police say they have a person of interest in the case.
When these things are happening, we are making arrests or we know who's responsible. And so I think that in a way that should help provide some type of reassurance to our community that we're not standing for this.
If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. And St. Louis police tell me they're going to have this command center here at Kings Highway and Delmar as long as necessary. Reporting live in St. Louis, Laura Barcheski, 5 on Your Side.
And right now, a curfew remains in effect in parts of North City. The curfew will be in place until 6 a.m. in police districts 5 and 6. Police are urging residents, if you see crime happening, call 911.
Tonight, FEMA crews are on the ground in St. Louis to survey the damage. Agents with FEMA and the Small Business Administration paired up with city and state emergency management officials to go door to door, interview homeowners, and take notes of the severity of the damage. They're expected to be in town for days to determine what relief funds the city needs from the federal government.
There is a federal process that we have to go through to meet all the standards, and those standards are: you tell us how many houses you've got that are destroyed, how many that have major damage, what the need is for the community. So they're looking at the economic factors within a community. All of that is part of the process for every federal disaster declaration.
Tonight, U.S. Senators Josh Hawley and Eric Schmidt sent a letter to President Trump urging him to unlock the first wave of federal funds to help the cleanup effort.
The city is not evicting storm victims from their homes. That is the message tonight from Mayor Kara Spencer in response to false information on social media. The city is color coding homes green, yellow, and red based on the severity of the damage. The mayor says that's to better communicate the safety risks on each property. Storms not a threat in St. Louis tonight. It's clear and cool across the region. Weather impact meteorologist Jim Casillo says our dry days are numbered, though.
Yes, it was a beautiful day today, and it's cool out there. Very gusty. Now that wind has died down, but it's dry through Friday evening, and then weekend rain chances do ramp up, and I'll show you that coming up. The best chance will be on Sunday now, so that timing is changing a little bit. So temperatures are in the upper 40s to low 50s for overnight lows tonight. It is partly cloudy to mostly clear, and then tomorrow, sun and clouds mixed, about 70 for that high. High pressure settles right into the area on Friday, so low 70s, and that rain chance ramps up around Kansas City. So our weekend rain chances, again, the best chances on Sunday. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll talk about this cool weekend ahead and when you can expect some dry time, also some really good rain in here at times. Coming up.
More fallout tonight surrounding the failure to sound the warning sirens as the deadly EF3 tornado touched down in the city of St. Louis. Late last night, Mayor Kara Spencer placed Sarah Russell, the commissioner of the City Emergency Management Agency, on paid leave pending an external investigation. She says at the time of the storm, Russell and her staff were attending a workshop about a half a mile for where the activation button is located.
We cannot move forward without providing accountability, ensuring that we have a robust emergency management system in place to provide confidence in the system that we have to ensure that our residents will be alerted in times of severe weather.
A fire department dispatcher will now be stationed at SEMA headquarters around the clock to press the button if needed. Another test of the system today found some sirens are still not working.
Tonight, two popular public libraries in St. Louis are closed until further notice.
Both the Cabiny and Julia Davis library branches sustained damage in Friday's tornado. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is the only reporter getting a first look inside.
Happened really fast.
At the Julia Davis Library on Natural Bridge, shattered glass, towels blown off of the ceiling, debris now piercing through the front wall.
We had windows out on all sides, glass blowing throughout the building, cars demolished on the parking lot.
St. Louis Public Library CEO Waller McGuire giving me an inside look.
We had a couple of 50-ton air conditioning units on the roof blow off and explode outside.
He says some 30 customers were here at the time, along with half a dozen staff members who got everyone to safety. Over at the Cabiny branch on Union Avenue, more destruction, including a blown-out ceiling. Despite the flying furniture, glass, and heavy equipment, no one was hurt at either location.
The now boarded up doors, a clear indication no one will be able to walk through these doors anytime soon. In fact, all of the books in the library here are being packed up and transported to the 13 other open branches.
It's bittersweet news as these libraries offer vital services.
So it's far more than books.
Internet, video editing, sound rooms for recording podcasts, even Wi-Fi pumped into the community, all for free. It could be months before they even think about reopening.
You know, right now in St. Louis, every contractor is working day and night, roofers, repairs, tree arborists, the electrical people. It's hard even to find somebody.
Yet the library is committed to bounce back.
It's very important to this community, and the library is really sad to see this damage, but we'll work past it.
There's a whole neighborhood relying on it. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
The Walnut Park Library branch is extending its hours to offer services for neighbors who cannot get to Julia Davis or Cabiny during this period of recovery.
About 90 minutes ago, a special tornado relief night wrapped up at the City Foundry. It took place during the first live art market event, along with live music, art demonstrations, and food. There was a food drive and a volunteer recruitment tent. A raffle was held to raise money for art nonprofits hit hard in the Del Mar Makers District. Tomorrow, 5 on your side is teaming up with the Urban League for a tornado relief drive. You can drop off donations at the Urban League headquarters. That's on North Kings Highway from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m.
Right now, the biggest needs are toiletries and non-perishable food items. Just imagine if you lost everything in your home.
For more information on what specific items are needed, scan the QR code right on your screen. And we also have this information posted on KSDK.com. 5 on Your Side will be out there all day, reporting live, on air, and streaming on 5+.
New at 10, we're working to find out more about a car that crashed into a restaurant in the Bevo neighborhood. That car crashed into the front of Los Chamos, a Venezuelan restaurant at the corner of Gravois and Taft. No word yet on any injuries or even the cause. Tonight, the St. Clair County coroner confirms a Caseyville man was killed after being attacked by dogs.
5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend went to the neighborhood tonight and learned the dogs belonged to one of the victim's relatives and lived with the family.
Wednesday afternoon, we went down Suzanne Court in Caseyville and saw a calm neighborhood. However, 24 hours before,
I seen all the cops pull up, emergency ambulances, fire trucks.
They descended on this home after police say 67-year-old Kent Reckline was attacked by dogs.
When I seen all the policemen, I ran right over. I know, that's my buddy.
Next door neighbor Kathy Craig says her buddy lived here with his daughter, son-in-law, and grandchildren. She says Reckline's son-in-law owns 3 pit bulls. Neighbors say 2 of the dogs were fighting in the family's backyard. They say when Reckline and his son-in-law tried to break it up, the dogs attacked Kent. He died in his backyard.
It's devastating.
He was familiar with the dogs?
Oh, yeah, because he's the one that fed them water, took care of them. For them to jump on him, I have no clue.
She says the 2 dogs also attacked Reckline's adult grandson.
He had 13 stitches.
I know they weren't young pups. They were probably 4 or 5 years old.
We're told Kent Reckline lived here for more than 40 years. Neighbors say the retired auto mechanic loved working on their cars.
Just a super good person. Do anything for you. Good mechanic. All around good dad.
St. Clair County animal control officers seized the 3 dogs. Police are still investigating the incident that's rattled this neighborhood and shattered Reckline's family.
My heart goes out to him, especially losing a family member like that. Sad deal.
Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
And no charges have been filed at this time.
It hurts the heart.
Tonight, more heartbreak in North St. Louis.
I called him during the storm. I texted him, where you at? Nothing.
Another family left to grieve in the aftermath of the storm. A powerful symbol knocked over by a powerful tornado. The work underway tonight to ensure it will rise up again.
Dry and cool weather as storm cleanup continues. Dry and cool until weekend rain chances. I'll track out the latest timing.
New at 10, the Illinois House of Representatives has passed a bill prompted by the deadly tornado that destroyed an Amazon warehouse in Edwardsville. The Tornado Warehouse Safety Preparedness Bill calls for mandatory tornado shelters in warehouses and for employers to have a tornado safety plan in place. That bill now moves to the state Senate.
In the days since an EF3 tornado tore through St. Louis, we have shared the stories of the 5 people who tragically died during the storm. Tonight, we're learning about another death in the city.
The family of 68-year-old Jerome Robinson believe he suffered a heart attack as the storm hit his home on Kensington Avenue. 5 on Your Side's Justina Coronel shows us how loved ones are remembering him.
On Kensington Avenue, there's pain and passion mingled together. Volunteers pick up the pieces after Mother Nature shredded homes.
I come from this neighborhood. I grew up in this neighborhood. And it's hard, it hurts the heart.
Adding to the heartache is what happened behind these doors.
Well, me and him was like brothers and sisters.
Audrey Robinson calls her cousin 68-year-old Jerome Robinson the head of the family.
We had so much tragedy in our family where it's just down to the cousins.
She just saw Jerome 3 days before Friday's storm.
I called him during the storm. I texted him, where you at? Nothing. My daughter called me. She said she was going out to see what the damages was, and she went to Red Cross looking for my cousin.
Yet no sight of Jerome. On Saturday, they found him. He was dead on the floor. They believe he died during the storm.
They said it was a heart attack. Well, like I said, he was going through prostate cancer. Okay, me and him went through cancer the end of last year to now together. I had breast cancer. He had prostate cancer.
She survived breast cancer, eager to see Jerome make it on the other side, too.
He'd help anybody. Just that type of person.
As volunteers take over his block, family knows a helping hand is missing. There's no doubt Jerome would be right there with them.
He be out here helping. You need some water and tools you need. I can fix it. I can jack it up. We can make it work. Yes. He was a handyman. He was all around man.
Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
We reached out to the city to confirm if this death is connected to the storm, but we have not heard back. Right now, the family is in the works of raising funds for his funeral.
A pedestal at the center of Fountain Park since emptying tonight. The 1,000-pound bronze statue of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was knocked off its base during Friday's storms. It's now in a warehouse where father and son, Bob and Tony Roca, are making repairs to the powerful piece of art.
This is real serious to me because it's the only Martin Luther King Jr. statue in the state of Missouri. It's the only one. So this is really important to that community.
They hope to have the statue back standing tall in Fountain Park in about a month. The Show Me State is showing up to help storm victims. Workers from Columbia-based EquipmentShare.com showed up at Cope Brilliant Presbyterian Church today. They serve 700 hot meals to storm victims and volunteers. The company is also leaving behind equipment to help with debris removal. And there are several ways to help and resources for storm victims. Just text the word STORM to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you the full list.
And tonight we're getting a new look at the devastation in North City. These before and after satellite images are giving us a bird's eye view of the damage around Fairground Park. The before images were taken about a month before the storm, and they really show the extent of the damage to buildings and homes along streets like Natural Bridge and Lee Avenue.
A sobering look at that before and after. Meteorologist Jim Castillo is here with the weather impact forecast.
Yes.
And
that's what we call the tornado scar. And
yes.
It looks like it, right?
Yeah,
it does.
So I love to give you some good news, and it's the power outages that keep on improving. So we have 8,500 without power in the city. That's actually 2,000 more gained power today. So St. Louis County, 665, and Jeffco only 2 without power, which is great. All right, tonight we are clear to partly cloudy. At times we had some mostly cloudy sky earlier, but some clouds tonight. Northwest wind at 5 to 10. We had gusts today to near 30, 35, but it's a chilly night. Upper 40s to around 52 in St. Louis, but 48 Jerseyville, 49 in Chesterfield, and again by morning we're back to mainly sunny. So it's 65 right now. Northwest wind at 9. It keeps dying, and that high today 74, 5 degrees below average, and we're going to stay below average. This area of low pressure in the Great Lakes here. There's Chicago. Very chilly day there today with highs in the 50s. And some clouds moved in after a really clear day. But remember earlier, you might have been watching the earlier shows, I said a chance of severe weather in southwest Missouri. Well, there is a severe thunderstorm warning right there in the extreme southern part of the state. So the chance of severe weather is there right now. For us, we don't have to worry about that, thank goodness. And then tomorrow it is sun and clouds mix, more sun in the morning, a little less in the afternoon, a little bit windy. West wind at 15, some gusts to 30 miles an hour, but highs near 70, so a little bit below average. Then Friday we're watching high pressure, but there it is, some cloud cover and showers moving into Kansas City. Eventually on Saturday we have some spottier showers in the forecast, but some dry time also. Looks like that heaviest rain to our south and west. So then you get to 11:15 on Saturday. I'd say from St. Louis west and southward, a chance of a brief shower in here. So Saturday some dry time, but a lot of clouds at about 68. And we're watching this area of low pressure and of course this warm front in southern Missouri on Sunday. We should have a better chance of seeing some rain, maybe a rumble of thunder on Saturday and throughout the weekend. This includes Monday. It looks like about an inch to 2 inches St. Louis southward, maybe a little bit more south and west around Salem, Missouri, and then lesser amounts to the north. But still some good rain in here from time to time as we get into especially Sunday. Here's Sunday, the futurecast here, all the way into Monday morning. That's probably the better chance of rain now. It shifted just a little bit. All right, let's check in with what's going on with the 7-day forecast. Temperatures again tomorrow about 70. Plenty of sunshine, some clouds mixing in, and then Friday, dry day, 72. We love to hear that. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, just keep the rain gear handy, but it's not a washout. Again, the better chance of rain is later Sunday and into Monday, and then we dry out again and warm up a little bit by Wednesday.
All right, Jim, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, the City SC story is almost too painful to show. The NBA was incredible, and despite the loss, the Cardinals are feeling good.
And here's a look at the program streaming and late night on 5+. You can watch for free on your Roku, Apple, or Fire TV device.
They've lost their first series in about a month, but when you've won 13 out of your last 17, should we be complaining? The Cardinals are 4 games over 500, and despite what many of us thought in the offseason, there's now a good chance this could be a fun season. Andre Palante struck out the first 2 hitters he faced, and he felt his stuff was really good all day. 4th inning, 1-0 Tigers. Spencer Torkelson with a drive to right. Jordan Walker with a late jump, can't get to it. Riley Green will score, and it's 2-0 Tigers. The Cardinals will make a run at it in the 6th inning. Wilson Contreras with a single up the middle. It will score a streaking Victor Scott, and we have a 3-1 game. 7th inning, runners at 2nd and 3rd. The Cardinals need a hit to tie it. Walker looks at it, and the Tigers looked at a 5-1 victory.
They're going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to execute at a higher level. So we're in a really good spot. We really are.
Guys that have a big stigma around them or an aura around them, and then once you beat Goliath, as you might say, then you start to have more faith in yourself, and you can go out there and play more free and more confident. So yeah, winning all those series is great.
That we can compete with anybody, and that this team can be rolled out literally against anyone and will perform. So it's definitely encouraging to know that, and brings us confidence as well.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
3 things for sure in life: death, taxes, and City SC finds a way to lose. They are trying. It's an organization loaded with good people, but gosh. And tonight, maybe the toughest pill to swallow. Let's head to Minnesota for the U.S. Open Cup. Second half, City down 1-0. Timo Baumgartel will center, and Marcel Hartle will head it in. We are tied at 1. Hartle taketh, and now he giveth. It's Klaus with the goal. Holy cow, City is up 2-1. However, in a 3-minute time span, Anthony Markanek, who City SC traded away to Minnesota for cash last year, scored 2 goals. You can't make this stuff up. And Minnesota wins 3-2.
That we want to win games, and that we are in front of before the games. We are talking. We having good energy. We go into a game. We start the game well, and then somehow, I don't know what it is, like something is blocking us from just keep staying positive and be optimistic that we are good enough to win games.
John Hamm in the Garden for a madman finish. Pacers down 3 to the next dying moments. Tyrese Halliburton will get an incredible bounce at the buzzer for what looks like a game-winning 3, and he's taunting the Knicks fans. But Larry David says, curb your enthusiasm. It was ruled a 2-pointer. The Pacers got a monster dunk from Obi Toppin in overtime and escape with a 138 to 135 win. They trail by 14 with 2:35 to play. Game 1, Western Conference Finals in the NHL. Stars hosting the Oilers. Dallas had trailed 3-1, but Mikael Granlund will get the goal that will tie the game at 3. A few minutes later, Dallas on the power play, and Matt Duchene will light the lamp, and the Stars roll to a 6-3 victory. Finally, a proposed ban of the tush push, which the Eagles have made popular, has been shut down. The proposal needed 24 votes to pass. It got only 22. Those voting against it felt the play caused more injuries, but it will stay in the NFL.
All right, Frank, thanks.
Cheers and happy tears. The unexpected guest from Missouri at a college graduation in New York. Finally tonight, graduation ceremonies are always full of pomp and circumstance.
One in upstate New York included a show-me state surprise. Take a look.
And then there's your younger brother, Airman First Class Thomas Smith, currently serving at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. You stood by his side at his wedding last summer. Today you believed he couldn't get leave to be here with you. Well, Elizabeth, that wasn't the full story.
As you heard, Elizabeth Stewart was surprised by her brother, an airman serving at Whiteman Air Force Base during her graduation at Kuka College. Sadly, her older brother couldn't make it. He's stationed at an Air Force base in England. But there was another special guest in the audience, Stewart's 92-year-old grandfather, a retired Air Force major.
Oh, those reunions never get old.
Yeah.
Gosh.
All right, a final look of the forecast.
Yeah, good news. There's no storms tonight, which is great. Upper 40s, low 50s. It's cool. It starts out cool tomorrow morning. And sun and clouds mix, 70. Friday's dry, but then that chance of spotty showers Saturday. Better chance of some good soaking rain Sunday. 60s for this weekend, even a chance of rain on Monday, all the way through the weekend. And then we clear up next week.
But it's not a total washout this weekend.
Right, not a total washout, some good dry time, especially Saturday.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis starting at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.